this storm overflow just next to me, it's been open since 9:45 last night, and it's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's been open for some time. And essentially the water companies open storm overflows like this, and there are thousands of them across England and Wales when there's an excess amount of rainfall, and simply the system can't cope, the sewers can't cope, the sewage treatment plants can't cope, and so to stop the water backing up into our homes, backing up into the sewage treatment plants, they open these, and the untreated sewage mixed with excess surface water runs off into the river. This is the River Cup just outside Bracknell in Berkshire. It doesn't smell too bad, I have to say, but it doesn't smell pleasant either, and there's a sort of brown tinge to the water. But essentially the Marine Conservation Society, along with other campaigners, is taking the government to court. It's ordering a judicial review of the government's plan to get water companies to reduce the use of these storm overflows. They're only supposed to be used in exceptional circumstances, but the Marine Conservation Society said that in 2022 one of these storm overflows was opened every 2 minutes throughout the whole of last year somewhere in England and Wales, and they're saying that is too much. So they want to get the water companies to invest more in the infrastructure than they are already, and they want the government to toughen up its storm overflow reduction plan that was introduced last August, and he wants to bring forward the date of 2050 much sooner. That's the deadline that in the plan the government have set the water companies for reducing the use of these storm overflows completely. So they want tougher targets, they want to bring forward deadlines in the plan. That's why they're getting this judicial review. And at the heart of their legal challenge is something called the public trust doctrine, as the CEO of the Marine Conservation Society told me earlier outside the Royal Courts of Justice.
We are bringing a case with the Good Law Project on the basis of the public trust doctrine, and that's basically a law that goes back to 1299 or something like that at the very least. And it says that we, the public, have a right to our coastal waters and our rivers to be safe, and we have the right to enjoy and benefit from our coastal waters and our rivers, and that means they have to be pollution-free. Originally the plan didn't cover coastal waters or estuaries, and the timetable for the plan is just insane. The deadline is 2050, which would mean that we're going to continue to swim in sewage polluted seas for the next 27 years.
So that's not the only legal challenge that's taking place. There's also a legal challenge by an environmental campaign group called Wild Fish that looks after the waterways, the rivers where fish live. They're ordering a judicial review of the same plan that's been put in place by the government, because they say that instead of customers paying for the improvement to the infrastructure that the water companies need, the water companies themselves should pay for it. So there are a number of legal challenges to the government's plan to get water companies to invest in the infrastructure. And then on top of that, of course, Thames Water, who own this storm overflow, they were fined £3.3 million yesterday for opening storm overflows like this and discharging sewage into two rivers, one in Surrey and Sussex, in 2017. Thames Water, of course, one of Britain's biggest water companies. They've got a huge hole in their finances. They've got enormous debts. In fact, a number of water companies in England and Wales are owned by foreign companies and have huge debts. How those debts are serviced and where the money is going to come from to improve the sewage treatment centres and to improve the sewers in future, well, that is a big question, but certainly one of a number of questions about the future of the water industry in the UK.